Scoot over a little. All right. This is Bronx Knights Baseball. I'm RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. We play D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, which is a tabletop role-playing game, usually on Monday nights at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But when I'm not playing D&D, I love video games, such as MLB The Show. This is a created franchise on MLB The Show 20. The name of the creative franchise is the Bronx Knights. They've been inserted into the American League West. They are currently in first place, but only by one game over the second place Seattle Mariners. Let's get the show on the road. We've lost 3 straight, as you can see. Here, here, and here. 3 straight games. And this is the last of a 3-game set, trying to prevent ourselves from being swept by the New York Mets. So let's start this game. Home team at Classic Yankee Stadium. Joey Pollard. Let's see if I can. Let's do this. Mets lead the series 2-0. Looking to get out their brooms. I don't think so. Let's get this game started. Waiting for it to load up. Difficulty level is on All-Star for hitting and pitching. I'm playing every inning of every game. No fast forwarding, no simulating. This is game number, I think, 56 in the regular season. So welcome to Classic Yankee Stadium as the New York Mets visit their crosstown rivals, the Bronx Knights. On the mound for the Knights is Joey Pollard, making his 8th start of the season. His record is 5-1 with a 3.17 earned run average. And stepping up to hit for the New York Mets is Joe Torre, 296, 8 homers. Joe Torre is best known as the manager of the New York Yankees. That's strike 1. Count as no balls and 1 strike. Manager of the New York Yankees during the dynasty years in the 90s.
First pitch, 111.
Inside, ball 1, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Beautiful day, 92 degrees in late May. That's a little unusual. Late May in New York, it's not quite that hot, but hey, listen. High, deep drive to center field. Michael O'Rourke settles under it, right in front of the warning track for the first out of the ball game. The starting lineup for the Mets: Joe Torre led off. Luis Arias, I don't know how to pronounce it, is batting second. Frank Thomas, the big hurt, is playing first base. Yohan Moncada is at third. Gary Sheffield's in right. Ketel Marte is in center. Paul DeJong is in short. Clint Frazier is in left, and I have no idea who's batting ninth. So here's Arias, if that's how it's pronounced. I have no idea. And he nubs it towards the mound. Pollard takes it, throws over to Mattingly at first for the second out. Nice play by the pitcher.
Batting third, the first baseman, number 35, Frank Thomas.
Big hurt Frank Thomas hitting .311 with 17 homers and 42 runs batted in to lead the Mets in runs batted in. And he pops it in short center field. It is a hit, but he's trying for second. Not a good decision. Gets thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double to retire the side. So, no runs, 1 hit, nobody left on. Half an inning played. It's the Mets nothing. Bronx Knights coming to bat. What do you got? On the mound for the Mets is Rick Coleman. He's making actually his first start of the season. His record's 5-2 with an ERA of 4.05. That doesn't make much sense if he's got 60 innings pitched, so I'm a little confused by that start 0, but whatever. Leading off for the Bronx Knights is Max Luklitch, hitting .339, 2 homers, 13 runs batted in. And he takes high for ball 1.
Number 39, count 1-0.
Check the swings, inside, ball 2, counts 2-0. Max has a lot of speed. I think he leads the team in and pulls it hard but foul. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike on Luklitch. He leads the team with, I think, 12 stolen bases. Pretty good for the first 2 months of the season. And again, he pulls it into the seats down the third baseline. No, check that first baseline. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Low, ball 3. Count goes full on the leadoff man. Don Mattingly, the hit man, is on deck. And he pulls it foul yet again. Count remains full, 3-2. And he skies the full count pitch to left field. Left fielder makes the catch with relative ease for the first out. Bronx Knights lineup. Max Luklitch led off. Don Mattingly batting second. Chris Ramos is in second base. Michael O'Rourke is in center. Jacob Salazar at shortstop. Benny LoCicero in right. Matthew Saps is designated hitter. Anthony Millo is the catcher. And Gio Urshela takes over for Matt Termini at third base today, just giving him a day off. First pitch to Mattingly is outside, ball 1. Hitting .291 with 8 homers and 41 runs batted in. It's a little bit of a slump. He was batting over .300 for most of the season. Ball 2.
2-0.
Goes after a high fastball, fouls it back. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Hits it high and deep. That is Gonzo, Don Mattingly's 9th home run of the season, a solo shot. And the Bronx Knights take a quick 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Nice swing. Wasn't sure if it was going to go off the bat, but it sure did travel. Good way to get back on track. His 9th homer and his 43rd run batted in. 42nd? I don't remember. I think it was 8 and 41. So now it's 9 and 42. So next up is Chris Ramos, the switch hitter, who plays second base, hitting .372. And he grounds it foul. .372, 20 homers to lead the team, and 50 runs batted in here in the late May. Pitch is low, ball 1. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Just low. Count is 2-1. Just missed the corner. Fouls off the sinker. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the power hitting second baseman. Outside, count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Michael O'Rourke is on deck. Oh, catches him on the corner. Called strike 3, second out of the inning. Thought it was a ball. Didn't agree with the call. It's not a good angle. I would love to have seen it from the pitcher's vantage point. But in any event, there's 2 outs. Michael O'Rourke is up. He's hitting .350, .335. Check that. And he lines it in towards the gap, and it's a base hit. He'll make a big turn in second. He's trying for 2, and he makes it. Legged that out for a double. It's a 2-out double, his 15th of the season for Michael O'Rourke. Didn't think it was going to be a double off the bat, but he legged it out. Nice base running. Good throw from the center fielder, but just not in time. So with 2 outs, Jacob Salazar is up, hitting .329. He fouls off the first pitch with 5 homers and 29 runs batted in. Count is 0-1. O'Rourke leads off second. He hits it high and deep, but it is playable by the right fielder. He makes the catch to retire the side, but Bronx Knights have a solo homer from Don Mattingly, his 9th of the season, to take an early 1-0 lead. Leading off for the Mets here at the top of the second, Yohan Moncada, hitting .294 on the season. Checks his swing, but the 2-seam is in there for strike 1. going. Moncada is the third baseman for the Mets, if I'm not mistaken.
Outside.
Circle change floats just off the plate. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside ball 2, 2-1. Fouls a two-seamer back, count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Moncada. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. There is 1 out.
That is it. The right fielder, number 10, Gary.
So this is the third game of a 3-game set against the New York Mets. Mets have won the first 2. They're looking to sweep. After this, Gary Sheffield steps up to the plate. Oh, and he hits it high and deep. He got all of that one, and the ball game is tied. On the swing of Gary Sheffield's 18th home run of the season, a solo shot here in the top of the second, and it's 1-1. Welcome to Bronx Nights Baseball. You've dropped in at just the right time to see Gary Sheffield blasted out of the ballpark. 449 feet off the bat. Now, next up is Ketel Marte, who's hitting 308 with 6 homers, 17 runs batted in. There was 1 out in the top of the second. Swing and a miss, strike 1. The shift is on. Only Urshela is on the left side of the diamond. Oh, and he hits it high and deep. O'Rourke is back at the wall. He makes the catch on the warning track for the second out. Right as with his back against the wall. Deepest part of the ballpark. Paul DeJong hitting 289 with 7 homers and 24 runs batted in. Steps in. 2 outs in the second. Breaking ball is outside, ball 1. This classic Yankee Stadium was knocked down in 2008. I've been there, loved it as a kid. Swing and a miss, count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouls it off the circle change, count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss at the knuckle curve, and the side is retired. But not before they tie the game on the back of Gary Sheffield's solo homer here in the second inning. Inning and a half has been played. The game is tied. Bottom of the second. Leading off for the Bronx Knights is Benny LoCicero, hitting 302 with 12 homers and a team-high 55 runs batted in. Hard ground ball, but right at the second baseman. He throws over the first, 1 pitch, 1 out. Defense for the Mets from left to right in the outfield. Clint Frazier, Marte, Sheffield, and in the infield it's Moncada, DeJong, Reyes, and the big hurt Frank Thomas at first base. Mitch Garver is the catcher behind the plate. Matthew Saps is up, hitting 244, 10 homers, 30 RBIs. Takes ball 1 outside. Saps is the designated hitter for the Knights. Sometimes plays shortstop. In there, strike 1. Jams him in on his hands, and it floats out to center. He's there, makes the catch for the second out. Anthony Millo, 211, 1 homer, 16 runs batted in. He's the catcher for the Knights. Batting average is nothing all that impressive. Fouls it back for strike 1. Pitch is low. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside ball 2, 2-1. And he pulls it hard but foul down the third base line. And he lines it the other way, and he curves into the corner and goes all the way to the wall. He makes the turn at first. He's going to second. He slides with a 2-out double. His 8th of the season. Doubles leaders on the team. Obviously, Miller is at the bottom of the list, as you can see. But happy to have it right now. So with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, Gio Urshela steps up to the plate. He's hitting .415 in limited play. Hits a ground ball, corralled in the dirt, scooped by the big hurt to retire the side. So they left him at second base. After 2 innings of play, the score is tied at 1. Top of the third. Clint Frazier hitting .241 with 2 homers and 10 runs batted in. He steps up to lead it off for the Mets. Takes strike 1. In real life, Clint Frazier plays for the Yankees. Is basically a rookie struggling for playing time. Circle change outside corner. Very quickly the count is no balls and 2 strikes. He's got potential, but got into a little bit of trouble in there. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Joey Pollard's 3rd strikeout.
Batting 9, the catcher, number 8.
Swing and a miss.
Mitch Garver.
So, Mitch Garver hitting a .199, 6 homers, 24 RBIs. He does have a couple of homers in this series. Takes strike 1. Just gets a piece of the circle change. Count goes no balls and 2 strikes. Curveball outside. Count is 1-2. Joey Pollard is 5-1. He's looking for his 6th victory of the season. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Inside corner. And there are 2 outs. That's his 4th strikeout. 2nd of the inning. It's just a 2-seamer inside half of the plate. Not timing it. So the lineup turns over. It's leadoff man Joe Torre, who flew out in the first. He's 0 for 1 today. Grounds it to Salazar, backhands, throws across the diamond for the final out of the inning. So halfway through the third, it's the Mets 1, Bronx Knights 1. Leading off, Max Luklitch. He's 0 for 1. Steps up.
Number 39.
Mighty Max.
1-0.
Pitches low, ball 1. He has 17 doubles to lead the team. He's got a lot of singles, a lot of doubles. Does not have a lot of RBIs.
Ball 2.
Ball 2, 2-0.
2 balls, no.
Got a high average, a lot of speed. He's the leadoff man. Count is 3 balls and no strikes. Does he have the green light? No, he does not. Let him take a pitch. Right down the middle for strike 1, but now it's a hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike, no out here in the top. Check that, bottom of the third. And he walks him. Leadoff man is on. The wrong person to be on first base with a free pass. He'll swipe that bag.
First baseman, number 23,
Don Mattingly had a solo homer in the first. He steps in for a second plate appearance. And he goes on the first pitch. It's right down the middle. Strong throw, but no chance to get him at second base. Don Mattingly steps in. Count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Luklitch leads off second. Big Hurt gets in front of it, flips it to the pitcher covering. He advances the runner to third base, so it's a productive out. Nice play by the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas. Chris Ramos struck out in the first. He's 2 for 7 in the series. He's got a runner at third with less than 2 outs. He can break the tie. In the dirt, nice block by the catcher, Mitch Garver. Ball 1. Pitch is low, count is 2-0. Pulls it hard down the first base line. It's going to be an RBI. Oh, so it's an RBI ground out for Chris Ramos. It'll be his 51st run batted in on the season, and the Bronx Knights lead 2-1. Next up is Michael O'Rourke, who doubled in the first. The bases are clean. There are 2 outs. Swing and a miss at the fastball for strike 1. Fastball outside corner, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. And he lines it the other way, and it is in there for a ground rule double over the fence. That's his 16th double of the season, 2nd of the game. Just inside that foul line and hops over the fence for a ground rule double. So runner in scoring position for Jacob Salazar with 2 outs. Grounds it up the middle. It is going to go through for a base hit. The runner is rounding third, and it's an RBI single for Jacob Salazar, and the score is now 3-1. Nice job. Ground ball with eyes. Pitching coach for the Mets comes out to have a little discussion with Coleman. I'm not sure there was much he could do about that. He hit a ground ball, but it just went up the middle. Benny LoCicero steps into the plate. He's 0 for 1. Quick throw over to first. O'Rourke is, oh, I'm sorry, check that. Jacob Salazar is back in. He's got some speed. Maybe not a prototypical base runner, but he has speed. Checks his swing, cut fastball inside, ball 1. Count is 1-0. And he's off. And Salazar steals the bag. So on a 1-0 count, gets a good jump, and the throw's not even close. So runner in scoring position for Benny LoCicero, the team leader in RBIs. And he takes a cut fastball, backdoors him for a strike. Count is 2-1. And he hits the soft ground ball to the second baseman. Throws to first to retire the side, but not before they get 2. On the RBI ground out by Ramos and the RBI single by Salazar, the Bronx Knights lead 3-1. Next up for the Mets here in the top of the 4th, Luis Arias? I don't know how it's pronounced. Grounded out in the first. That's the best I can do. And he pulls it foul for strike 1. Ground ball to the right side. Ramos fields, fires, got him. There is 1 out. Pitch speed comparison by Topps Trading Cards. Pollard versus Coleman. The Big Hurt, Frank Thomas, who played for the Chicago White Sox. He was a hell of a player in the 90s. 12-6 curveballs in there for strike 1. And he pulls the breaking ball foul. Count is 0-2. Swing and a miss. The 2-seamer inside. It's a good spot. That's the second out and his 5th strikeout of the game. Seems to be getting people with that two-seamer on the inside half of the plate. Yohan Moncada is up. Struck out in the second plate appearance. Line drive, but they played him perfectly on the shift from short right field. Ramos throws him out to retire the side. So, 1-2-3 inning for Pollard. Halfway through the 4th, it's 3-1. Bronx Knights lead. Bottom of the 4th, Matthew Sapp steps in. He's 0 for 1.
Leading up for the BRONX, the designated hitter, number 31.
Line drive. Oh, it's just inside the bag. The right fielder throws it in quickly. He makes a turn at first, but it'll be a single. Nice piece of opposite field hitting. 3 innings, he's already given up 6 hits, Coleman has. 6 hits and a walk. It's going to kill his whip. So, Anthony Millo, the catcher, steps in. He's 1 for 1. Way out in front of the slider. Strike 1. Line drive down the left field line. It's a base hit and rolls all the way to the corner. It's going to be 2nd and 3rd. Nice throw from the left fielder. Made it close to 3rd. But in any event, it's a double for Anthony Millo down the left field line. And it's going to be 2nd and 3rd here in the 4th inning for the Knights. Look at this. It made it a lot closer than I thought it would be. But he's in there safely.
Your attention, please.
Pitching change. Early pitching change. Jarlin Garcia making his 14th appearance for the Mets out of the bullpen. His record is, he has no record, but his ERA is 3.55 in 12 2/3 innings. So he has pitched effectively. Gio Urshela is up. There's nobody out with runners at 2nd and 3rd. He's 0 for 1 in the game. Slider just misses off the corner. Ball 1. And he grounds it to first. The runner held at 3rd. I thought for sure it'd be an RBI ground out, but in any event, there's 1 out at first. Urshela grounded out to Frank Thomas. And the runner to 3rd did not score. Well, with 1 out here in the 4th, Max Luklitch is officially 0 for 1. He did walk, scored a run, he stole a base. Steps in from the right side against the lefty. Swings and misses at the changeup for strike 1. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty Garcia. Off the plate, count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners lead off 2nd and 3rd. And he pulls the slider foul. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Max Luklitch, the left fielder. Grounds it weakly. Now this will be an RBI ground out for Max Luklitch, and the score is now 4-1 Knights. Runner at 2nd does not advance on the ground out. Don Mattingly had a solo homer in the 1st. He's 1 for 2. He's only 1 for 10 in the series. He does have an RBI in this game. He's got a runner in scoring position. Swing and a miss over the slider. Count is 0-1. As you can see, he's got a strong batting average with runners in scoring position. And that's the situation at hand. Outside, ball 1. Ball 2, count is 2-1. Don Mattingly was the 1984 American League batting champion, 85 MVP for the New York Yankees. And he flies it to shallow center. He makes the catch to retire the side, but not before an RBI ground out by Max Luklitch gives them another run. At the end of 4 innings of play, it's the Bronx Knights 4, New York Mets 1. Leading off for the Mets here in the top of the 5th is Gary Sheffield. He hit a blast. His 18th homer of the season, a solo shot in the 2nd inning. He takes a circle change in there for strike 1. At the knees, strike 2. Grounds it down the third base line, but just foul. Count remains 0-2. Gary Sheffield played for the Florida Marlins. I know they're called the Miami Marlins now, but back then they were Florida Marlins. Jams him in on his hands with that two-seamer, pops him up. Ramos is there in short right field for the first out.
The center fielder, number 4.
Ketel Marte flew out in the 2nd. He's 0-1. And he grounds it foul. Strike 1. Pulls it foul yet again. Strike 2. And he slices it the other way into the seats. Count remains 0-2. Just off the plate outside. Count is 1-2. Oh, ho, ho, he hits this high and deep. It's gone. It's a 4-2 ball game. Ketel Marte just hit his 7th home run of the season, an absolute bomb upper deck shot. Here's the replay. Just crushes it. They got the stands on their feet. Fans on their feet. My God, he killed that ball. So, Paul DeJong is up. He struck out in the 2nd. It's his turn to 1 out here in the 5th. He takes strike 1. Circle change floats in there for strike 2. Swing and a miss, and then inside two-seamer. That's just a spot for him for the 2nd out. That's his 6th strikeout here. 4 2/3 innings pitched.
The left fielder, Clint.
Seems to be able to get those righties out inside. So Clint Frazier's up. He struck out. Seems like everybody in the lineup struck out at one time or another. In there for strike 1. Grounds it weakly to Gio Urshela at third base. He throws across to retire the side. Well, Ketel Marte has made it a little bit closer. It's Knights 4, Mets 2. Look at that blast. I think that ball is still going. Oof. So, leading off for the Bronx Knights, bottom of the 5th, Chris Ramos. He does have an RBI ground out, but he's officially 0 for 2. He bats from the right side against the lefty Garcia. And he jams him. It may drop into short right field, but Gary Sheffield races over and makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Michael O'Rourke is up. He's 2 for 2. 2 doubles today. Fouls it in. Jams him on his hands. Fouls it back. Count is 0-1. Checks his swing. Ball 1. Count is even 1-1. Left-hander in the Mets bullpen, Paul Fry. Getting 1. Just gets a piece of the slider. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-2 Bronx Knights. Count evens at 2-2. Check the swing. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the 5th. Comes the payoff pitch. Ball 4, he walked him. So with 1 out in the 5th, the Knights have a base runner.
The batter, number 3. Shortstop.
Next up, Jacob Salazar. He's got an RBI single today.
Salazar.
Yet another switch hitter in the Bronx Knights lineup. He bats from quick throw to first. O'Rourke is back. Salazar bats from the right side against the lefty. And he bloops it into short left field. It's a base hit. And with 1 out, there's runners at first and second. The threat is on.
Number 38.
There was a chance that maybe he could have dove for it, but if he got past him, it would have been dangerous. So, 2 groundouts for Benny LoCicero, but he has a runner in scoring position. And he jams him. 94 on the radar gun. Strike 1. Slider is outside. Count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. His batting average is almost 400 with runners in scoring position. And it will go up as he has an RBI single. And the game is 5-2, Bronx Knights. Nice hit. That'll be his 56th run batted in on the season, which leads the team. O'Rourke scored on the play. Next up, Matt Saps. 1 for 2. He's got a single, a run scored. He's got runners at first and second. Check the swing, slow, ball 1. He's only 1 for 9 in this 3-game set so far. Just gets a piece of the pitch. Count is 1-1. Just gets a piece of that changeup. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Matt Saps.
Nope.
Checks his swing, counts 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
So it's a 3-run lead for the Bronx Knights here in the bottom of the 5th. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There are 2 outs. Here's the pitch.
Now batter.
Replay.
Number 43.
Not really a good angle. So, Anthony Millo is hot today. He's got 2 doubles. He's 2 for 2. First pitch is low, ball 1. He's only hitting 221, but he's looking for a jump-off game, to kind of get his engine started. And he hits a high, deep drive to right, but Sheffield is there to make the catch to retire the side, but not before they get a run on the RBI single. And the Bronx Knights lead 5-2. It's an official ball game. 5 innings played. Leading off the top of the 6th, it's Mitch Garver, who struck out in the 3rd. Faces Joey Pollard for the 2nd time and takes strike 1 on the corner.
Nope.
Knuckle curve outside, ball 1. High strike, but a strike nonetheless. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss at the knuckle curve. That's his 8th strikeout of the game. 7th, check that. 7th strikeout of the first out here in the top of the 6th.
The batter, number 9.
Real time. So Joe Torre's up there for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 2. And he takes strike 1. That is a big strike zone. That is a low strike. The previous pitch was a high strike. My goodness. Ground ball, but right at the second baseman, Ramos, who throws to Mattingly at first for the second out here in the top of the sixth. Pollard is cruising.
Second baseman,
Luis Arias is 0 for 2. Circle change floats in there for a strike. I'm sure he'd like to have that pitch back. High cheese. Knuckle curve inside, ball 1. Count as 1 ball, 1 strike on Arias. Finally got the pronunciation of that name correct. Arias. Circle change just off the plate outside. Count as 2-1. Fouls the two-seamer back. Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grounds it to the right side. Yet again, Ramos throws to first. And the side is retired. 6 innings pitched, 2 runs. Joey Pollard has a 5-2 lead here at Classic Yankee Stadium. Bottom of the 6th, Gio Urshela is up yet again. He's 0 for 2 today.
For the BRONX, the third baseman, number 30.
Inside ball 1. Outside ball 2. Count is 2-0. Gio Urshela is a part-time player for the New York Yankees right now, vying for the third baseman's job. Hits it high and deep, but playable by the center fielder. Races into the gap to make the catch to record the first out.
Now batting, number 39.
Lineup turns over. Max Luklitch is 0 for 2. He does have a walk. He's got an RBI. He's got a stolen base. It's been busy, but he's officially 0 for 2. Oh, just on the edge for strike 1. It's a tough call. Look at that. Low and in the dirt, count evens, 1-1. Line drive, but right at the left fielder who races in to make the second out of the inning. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Don Mattingly's 1 for 3, but his 1 was a big one. It was a home run. And here it was in the first inning. Boom. Golfed it. Short porch in right field. See if he can do it again. Nope, he grounds out to the second baseman. Arias in the dirt, scooped out nicely by the big hurt. And the side is retired. So 6 innings complete. Bronx Knights have a 3-run lead, 5-2. Big hurt, Frank Thomas. Single in the first is 1 for 2. It's the 7th inning here in the Bronx. He fouls it off for strike 1. Joey's only thrown 57 pitches so far. He's been economical with his pitch count. Strike 2. Count is 0-2. Let's try that two-seamer inside, see what happens. Just a little bit high. 96 on the radar gun, but count is 1-2. Just off the plate outside, count is full. No, check that, count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Frank Thomas. Missed the spot. Ground ball, base hit up the middle past the diving attempt by Ramos. And the leadoff man for the New York Mets is on first with a single. Yoan Moncada is up next. He is 0 for 2. And he gets a piece of the circle 12-6 curve for strike number 1. Inside corner with a knuckle curve. No balls, 2 strikes. My goodness. It's got a weird strike zone. Ground ball, base hit through the right side. LoCicero gets it back in quickly, but the tying run will come to the plate here in the 7th inning. It was first and second, nobody out. We have to get some guys some warm up. This is not good. 10-game hitting streak from Moncada. 10 games is when you start paying attention to that kind of stuff. Before that, it's like, don't even bother. Okay. Gary Sheffield has power. He could change this game in a heartbeat. Gonna warm up Jesse Biddle. Gonna warm up Dylan Betances a little early because this game is important. They've won 2 out of 3 already. Ground ball, 6, 4, 3, double play, side retired. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Oh, I'm sorry. There was nobody out. Look at me. I'm getting ahead of myself. So it's a 6-4-3 double play, and suddenly there are 2 outs in the inning with a runner at third base. I apologize. I was anxious to get the inning over with. But there are 2 outs and a runner at third for Ketel Marte, who had a solo homer in the 5th. He's 1 for 2. Drops in there for strike 1. I have a feeling this is his last batter no matter what happens. Either he pitches 7 innings, gives up 2 runs, or he gets taken out. We'll see what happens. Grounded softly to Mattingly at first. He takes it himself to step on the bag and retire the side. 7 innings, 2 runs for Joey Pollard. And the Bronx Knights have a 5-2 lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
Hold on a second. Manager, bullpen. Jesse Biddle's going to sit down.
Number 51.
Dylan Betances is going to be scheduled to put into the game. Chris Ramos is up against Paul Fry, another lefty. And he hits it down the line. It is just foul into the right field corner. Long strike number 1. Ramos is 0 for 3. And he pulls it the other way, deep but foul, and there are quickly 2 strikes. Oh, he catches him. Catches him looking for the first out. Thought it was low. Well, Mike O'Rourke is still 2 for 2. He's got 2 doubles, 2 runs scored. And it's strike number 1. From Fry. Edubre Ramos is in the bullpen warming up. He's a right-hander for the Mets. High and tight. Count is 1-1 on O'Rourke. Swinging to miss at the slider. Out in front, count is 1-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch is low, 2-2. Knights have a 3-run lead. Sure they'd like some more insurance. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Jacob Salazar's on deck. Just gets a piece. We'll do it again. Full count. 3-2. It's low. Walked him again. She's got 2 doubles and 2 walks in this game. And with 1 out, the Knights have a runner at first. Jacob Salazar is 2 for 3. He's got an RBI, his 30th of the season. Steps in, looking for his 3rd hit of the game. Checks his swing. It's low. Ball 1. Paul Fry is, looks like he's having a little trouble with his control. Quick pitch over to first to make sure that O'Rourke is close. Again over to first. He's back. And he jams him a little bit. He flies to center. It's relatively deep, but playable. Marte makes the catch for the 2nd out here in the 7th. No advance on the base paths.
The batter, number 38.
Benny LoCicero has an RBI single today. He's 1 for 3. Steps in for his Up, quick throw over to first. O'Rourke is back. Pitch is high, and no throw. Stolen base by O'Rourke. He's in scoring position now for LoCicero. Count is 1-0. 2-0. Opportunity for some more RBIs. Swing and a miss.
Count is 2-1.
Count is 21. Jammed him a little bit. Marte is there. He makes the catch to retire the side. 7 innings complete. It's still a 3-run ball game. Bronx Knights 5. Mets 2. Yes, I want to. Coming in as the setup man, Dellin Betances making his 23rd appearance. His record is 0-2, but he has a 1.69 earned run average. And he is dominant with the strikeout pitch. First man he faces is Paul DeJong, who's 0 for 3. Swing and a miss at the 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Strike 1. Gonna go to manager's office, bullpen, and warm up John Smoltz. John Smoltz, if this game stays the way it is coming in to pitch tonight. Just off the plate. Count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. Jams him. Mattingly's there. He takes it himself over to first. Steps on the bag for the first out here in the top of the 8th. The line for Joey Pollard, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Now that is a winning line. He is the pitcher of record. If it stays the way it is, he'll have his, I believe, 7th win of the season. Clint Frazier's up. And he pulls it foul, ready for the fastball, but still is long, nothing but a long strike. He's 0 for 2. Grounds it up the middle. It's a base hit. Makes a big turn at second to throw it into second, and they misplay it in the outfield. He gets an extra base. So with 1 out here in the top of the 8th, Clint Frazier is at second. Should have been a single. Anyway, Mitch Garver has 2 strikeouts today. Strike 1. Right down the middle. He has a runner in scoring position. Checks his swing. Pitches low. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Beautiful afternoon in late May. On the edge, there are 2 strikes. Count is 1 and 2 on Garver. Grounds it between on the right side. LoCicero gets it back in quickly. The run does not score, so it's a single. There are runners at first and third with 1 out here. Garner's 1 for 3. It's getting a little scary now because the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Joe Torre, who has a lot of power. He's 0 for 3, but he's got a lot of power. High strike. Count is 0-1. Torre, we know him as the manager of the Dynasty Yankees in the 90s, but he's also a hell of a player in his own right. Hits the breaking ball foul. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. And he pops him up in the infield. Mattingly charges and makes the catch. The runner at third does not score. And there is 2 outs.
The batter number 2. Second base, Luis.
Big moment here. Luis Arias is 0 for 3. Do I make a pitching change? I'm going to say no. I'm going to trust I'm going to trust Dylan Betances. Fastball, strike one. Fastball, strike two. 100 on the gun. Triple digits. And it's a lazy fly ball the other way. Luklitch is there, makes the catch to retire the side, and maintains the 3-run lead. There was a little bit of drama there, but he retires the side. It's 5-2. So Edrubre Ramos pitching his 9th game out of the bullpen for the Mets. No record, not a lot of innings, only 5 2/3, ZRA 3.18. Basically 2 runs and 5 2/3 innings. Matt Saps is up. Before we go to Matt Saps, manager's office bullpen. John Smoltz will pitch the 9th. Scheduled to put in the game. If I score a ton of runs, the May, the stretch and toss, he'll come in instead if I score a ton of runs. So, Matt Saps is 1 for 3. Inside ball one. Uh-oh. He pulled something in the old groin region. He's able to walk off under his own power, which is a good sign, but he'll need to be replaced. The Mets bring in Goose Gossage, pitching in his 20th game. He's 0-1. He's the setup man in this fictional universe. The ERA is 2.66. He has 23 strikeouts and just over 20 innings pitched. He's got a 1-0 count. Swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to the heat. Count is 1-1. Inside ball 2, 2-1. Out in front of the slurve, count goes even, 2-2. And he laces it, but right at the left fielder, who makes a running catch, but relatively easy catch for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Number 43.
Here's the replay. He put a charge into it, but right there was the left fielder. Next up, Anthony Millo, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles today. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. 99 on the radar gun by Goose Gossage. Pitcher for the Yankees in the 70s and 70s. I think. Ball 1 low, count is even at 1-1. Righty in the bullpen, Giovanni Gallegos. Before the name Mariano Rivera was etched in lore, it was basically Goose Gossage was the Yankee legendary closer. 3 balls, one strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th to Anthony Millo. Hitter's count. And he laces it, hits it high and deep. It's got a chance. It is off the 1 bounce to the wall. And it's his 3rd double of the game. He's got 3 hits. Nice breakout game for Anthony Millo. His 10th double of the season. Thought he had a chance to make it out of the ballpark, but not quite. That's what happens when you go down 3-1. You got to throw a pitch in the strike zone, and they're waiting for it. Gio Urshela, 0 for 3 today. Runner in scoring position. And he skies it to right field. Sheffield is there, makes the catch. The runner does not tag, and there is 2 outs. Max Luklitch, up yet again, 0 for 3. And he pops it up in the infield, right on the outfield grass. They make the catch for the out. So, 8 innings complete. It's still a 3-run ball game. Bronx Knights lead 5-2. So, top of the 9th. Yes, I do. Hall of Fame pitcher for the Atlanta Braves, now playing for the Bronx Knights, pitching in his 18th game. His record is 3-0. He has 9 saves. His ERA is 3.32. He has 27 strikeouts in 19 innings pitched. He gets to face the big hurt. Last licks for the New York Mets. Can they score 3 to tie? Strike 1. Milestone match. Frank is 2 for 3. He's had a good game. Slider in there for strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's 1 out here in the 9th. Want to know if that was a strike, and it was nowhere near the strike zone. Just disappeared. Next up, Yohan Moncada, single in the 7th. Steps in against Smoltz. High strike. Curveball inside corner, strike 2. Swing and a miss, the fastball, strike 3, and there are 2 outs. The Mets are down to their final out.
The right fielder, number 10,
Gary Sheffield. He has a home run today. He's 1 for 3. Needs to get on base. Slider hits the corner at the knees. Strike 1. John Smoltz needs to shave his head. Just my personal opinion. Jams him inside fastball. They're down to their final strike of the ball game. Fans are on their feet. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Game is over. Smoltz gets the save. Joey Pollard gets the win. And they avoid being swept by the Mets. The Mets do win 2 out of 3 in this short series, 3-game series. But they avoid the sweep and win today 5-2. So, let's break it down. Bronx Knights, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. New York Mets, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The win is Joey Pollard's. The loss is Rick Coleman's. John Smoltz gets his, I think, 10th save of the season. And the player of the game is Michael O'Rourke. 2 doubles and 2 walks today, and he paced the offense. So, this has been a broadcast of Bronx Knights Baseball. I'm RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. And you know what? If you're interested in other types of video games, just check the playlist on the channel. We've got some stuff on there other than just baseball. And we also play Dungeons & Dragons on Monday nights at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So you have yourself a great night, and thank you so much for watching.